I'm a nutritionist and I've been using intermittent fasting for over 7 years, but recently I've completely changed my intermittent fasting routine so that I can more easily and effectively achieve my body recomposition goals. Today I'm sharing exactly how I changed my intermittent fast as well as the benefits that have come along with that in today's video. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition and human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Element. More on them in a bit. Okay, so first let's talk about how I used to use intermittent fasting, because I actually had a lot of benefits with how I used to use it as well. Now, for the previous 7 years or so, I used roughly a 16-hour fast, so 16-8 method. This means that I had an eating window of 8 hours every day. Back when I first started using intermittent fasting, my primary goal was gut health. I used to get really bad bloating. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, where after every single meal, I would have to lay on my stomach because my stomach would hurt so bad. So because of this, I really wanted to optimize my intermittent fast for gut health. And during the fast, our body turns on this gut cleaning process called the migrating motor complex, or MMC. And when it's on, it flushes out left behind food and bacteria that can cause that bloating. And we really only have it turned on when we're not eating. So for me, I wanted to maximize that by making sure that I had a slightly longer fast of 16 hours. And this worked really effectively. Almost immediately, like literally within the first day or two, I saw amazing debloating benefits. I no longer felt that pain in my belly after eating. I also no longer had that extreme distension of my belly where after a meal, my belly would pop out as if I was like 6 months pregnant. For my routine, I would fast until about 10:30 or 11 a.m., have 3 meals within my eating window, have 0 snacks, and then my eating window would close around 6:30 or 7 p.m. At that time, I found it easier to have my first meal start a little bit later, around that 10:30 or 11 a.m., because during that time, I was working more of an office job, especially when I first started intermittent fasting, which meant that the earliest I could really eat dinner was around 6 or 6:30 p.m. So having that 8-hour window shifted a little bit later was better for my schedule back then. Previously, I also used keto coffee, which I love keto coffee, still love it today. And it was particularly useful for me as a beginner to intermittent fasting. In fact, keto coffee is something that I often recommend to beginners in intermittent fasting because keto coffee adds in some high quality fats that you can have during the fast. It makes it so that you aren't going to be as hungry. It can even just completely turn off hunger, all while keeping you still in that fat burning state, so you're still helping your body to learn how to burn fat as fuel during the fast. Now, this was really important for me to have something during the fast because, quite honestly, when I first started intermittent fasting, it actually took me a while to get started because I was so scared of going even a couple of hours without eating. I was terrified that I was going to be starving and just have these energy crashes and need to eat something right away. So having keto coffee not only helped me mentally to make that adjustment, but also physically because I wasn't actually feeling hunger. I would keep the keto coffee toward a little bit later at the end portion of my fast so that I could maximize the gut health benefits of the migrating motor complex. I was also getting the gut health perks from keto coffee of the butyric acid, which is really anti-inflammatory for the gut. So all of these strategies was really perfect for me at the time of first introducing intermittent fasting, making sure that I wasn't going to be hungry, and also primarily addressing gut health. I felt great with this. I used this exact schedule for years. But then things changed. But before we dive into that, I wanna give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Element. Especially if you're intermittent fasting, it's so important to make sure that you're getting adequate electrolytes, because when we're fasting, we lose so much water and sodium during that fasted period. It can result in things like headaches, low energy, and muscle fatigue. Element is a high quality, zero sugar electrolyte replacement that was specifically created with lower carb eating, intermittent fasting, and athletes in mind. They actually contain the sodium, the magnesium, and the potassium to help replace those lost electrolytes so that I could feel really great during my fast and throughout the rest of the day. I'll personally take anywhere between 1 to 2 elements per day. At least I'll always have one, but I'll have a second if I didn't get as good of sleep or if I had a particularly difficult workout where I lost even more sodium. And I found that when I am properly hydrated, I feel so energized all day and I don't get that mid-afternoon crash. I love the grapefruit salt. That is probably by far my favorite flavor that Element has, but I also like to switch it up. They have orange and raspberry and citrus, all without any sugar, making it a great option from a weight loss perspective as well. And right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serve packets free with any Element order. It's a really great way to test out all 8 flavors, so you can get yours at drinkelement.com/autumn. This is only available through my link, so make sure to check out drinklmnt.com/autumn. The link will also be in the description down below. Okay, so now on to how I fast now and why. So I've recently switched to a 14-hour fast, and I also break my fast a little bit earlier. Now my gut health now is just amazing. I don't get bloated. I don't have any issues with that. But instead, I do have body recomposition goals. So I just had my first baby. So I was really focused on body recomposition because during pregnancy, I lost a lot of muscle because my exercise style completely changed to accommodate for pregnancy. But I also obviously gained body fat. So my goal was body recomposition, where I wanted to lose body fat and increase muscle mass. Now, it's not like I was looking to be Arnold, but I did want to lower my body fat percentage and get the muscle mass up a bit, obviously because I wanted to feel strong, I wanted to feel toned. But in addition to that, having muscle is just so important for maintaining a healthy metabolism, for making sure that I'm not as carb sensitive, and also preventing osteoporosis and other chronic diseases later in life. So addressing my muscle mass is a huge concern for me. Even now that I've achieved my body fat loss goal, I'm actually still looking to increase my muscle by about 5 to 7 pounds, and then I'll reassess then. So with all that in mind, obviously my exercise has changed quite a bit to really focus on increasing my muscle mass and how much protein I'm eating. Now, to accommodate for this higher level of exercise, I have been increasing my protein quite a bit. And with more protein means that I'm getting way more satisfied from my meals. Like, I'm getting super full. And using that 16-hour fast just was no longer feasible. I just simply logistically was not able to fit in all of the nutrients my body needed during that 8-hour time period. Even that extra 2 hours of wiggle room really helped me to actually fit in my nutrient needs without feeling like I was getting overstuffed. Because I also don't want to completely get rid of my intermittent fast because gut health is still so important to me, and I want to make sure I'm preventing the bloating and the pain that went along with eating too frequently for me, and making sure I'm stimulating the migrating motor complex to help keep my gut healthy. So having the 14-hour fast has been helpful for me to actually still get the benefits of intermittent fasting while also getting the benefits of eating enough food. I'm still having 3 meals, they're just slightly spaced out more, and I'm also breaking my fast a little bit earlier. It's usually going to be around 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. that I'm going to break my fast and have my first meal, and then I'm going to end my eating window usually around 5:30 to 6 p.m. Now, because I'm a new mom and I do work from home, I do have flexibility in the sense where I can work when I want, although she very much so will dictate exactly how much I'm able to work, but also because of this, my day starts so much earlier. Honestly, I usually get up anywhere between like 3:50 a.m. to 4:50 a.m., just kind of depends on when my daughter wakes up. I do go to bed much earlier though and still get 8 hours of sleep, so that is accounted for. After feeding my daughter, I then go to the gym anywhere between like 4 something a.m. to like 5 something a.m. So my day does just start so much earlier, so I do break my fast earlier as well. And because of that, our dinner is earlier too. I still like to have a gap of about 2 hours before bed that I'm not eating anything, especially for the gut health purposes, but also improving sleep quality, which is why we have dinner usually around 5 or 5:30 p.m. because we go to bed at like 7:30 or 8 p.m. Mom life. And then another huge change is that I'm no longer having my keto coffee. I might have it on the occasion every now and then because I still love it, but because my protein needs have gotten higher, I'm actually getting way more full and satisfied, and the keto coffee was just making me feel too full. So I have kind of the opposite issue that I had early on. I'm no longer concerned about getting hungry, I'm concerned about getting too full to actually fit in all my nutrients. So instead lately, and I'm actually finishing up my cup right now, I've been using nut pods, or I'll use a little bit of heavy cream or a little bit of half and half, something that's a little lighter, because honestly, just not a fan of black coffee. Can't do it, but I'll just add in a little bit of something so that it doesn't activate my satiety hormones too much, doesn't make me feel too full and satisfied, so that I can still fit in the more important and necessary protein component. So although I do love my keto coffee, it doesn't help my body recomposition goals right now because it just simply doesn't allow me to get enough food in to achieve my body recomposition goals. And even with this new routine, it's working out for me really well, but that doesn't mean it's going to be my routine forever. Once I achieve my body recomposition goal, I'm going to reassess and see where I'm at, see what things are serving me, see what things that maybe I need to put off for the time being, see what my body needs and what I might need to adjust to better help me achieve my goals. And although the intermittent fast itself has so many great benefits, what you eat during your eating window matters just as much, if not more so, than the fast itself. So if you guys want to check out what I eat in a day of intermittent fasting, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.